share of laughter through the pain. But look at us now, on a Sunday time. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. All I know is people talk without listening. What I'm saying is life's too short to live in these extremes. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. And all through the night, I wondered and waited.
Say fake news. Boston wrestling is fake news.
Divided we fall to wait here for you, holding it together, just like a desert flower, waiting on the rain to come. And all I know is annualized confusion. And what I'm saying is you don't realize what this means. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. Just like a desert flower, waiting on the rain to come.
Hi, this is WWE Mr. USA Tony Atlas, and I got on this shirt, this Triple H shirt.
This is the Halloween special, by the way.
Yeah, because Halloween is coming. So I decided to come here and do this interview with y'all because it's Halloween. And y'all got to watch out for the creepers. Creeper. It's Halloween. It's coming right around the corner. Well, this is a good series to do about the Halloween of wrestling. Now, a couple of people asked me a couple of questions, and I'm going to get to them. But right now, because it's Halloween, I'm going to start with a wrestler Halloween scary story. I was in 1991. Well, who was the Cheetah Kid? What was his name? The wrestler Cheetah Kid.
Ted Petty.
Ted Petty. S.D. Jones, Kamada, Heidi Lee Morgan, and we was in Europe, and we was working, and I stayed at this hotel, and at this hotel, I was tired, so I went to sleep that night. It was in Spain. I was in Spain, and I fell asleep, and I never had nightmares. This one time, I had a nightmare, so I woke up screaming, "Ah!" What happened in my dream, it was this rug, animal-like rug laying on the floor. So I thought it was a rug. So I went to just touch it to see what it felt like. And it jumped up, and the mouth came over. It was as big as an alligator mouth. And I jumped back, scared the hell out of me. But it was a dream. So I jumped up in bed, and I looked over, and it looked like a guy was sitting in the, you know, when you go to a hotel, they got that chair there. That guy was sitting in the chair. I got the most calm feeling I've ever got in my life. Very, very calm feeling. So I looked at it, and I just did this. And then the person in the chair go, I thought it was the wrestler. So I laid back down. So somebody said, well, look here. I looked, it was gone. I said, what the fuck? The hell was that? So I go downstairs, I'm sitting at the table with S.D. Jones and Kamada and the other wrestler, Ted Petty and all them guys. And I said, I was telling a story. Well, I went to the front desk. I told her, I said, I'm not staying in that room. I said, that room is haunted. I said, I never believe in ghosts until tonight. I said, I saw one. I kept saying, the guys were laughing. Oh, Tony, he's so full of it. He's so full of it. They thought I was just ribbing them. So I go to the front desk. I told him what happened. And he said, oh, you know, a lot of people pay a lot of money to stay in that room. I said, why? There was a musician, play music, yeah. And he used to stay in that room all the time when he came to Spain to perform. And there was in Madrid, and Ronald Reagan was there during the time.
Okay.
He was in Madrid the same time because I got the newspaper, and he was in Madrid the same time I was. I got the paper somewhere here, but anyway, he said he committed suicide because his girl, he was waiting for her, and then he found out she ran away with another guy, so he killed himself in that room and committed suicide. Ooh, yeah, scared the hell out of me. Another time, and if she's listening, she could tell you this too. Her name is Lisa. She was my second wife. We were staying off of Castle Hill in Bronx, New York, right off of Castle Hill. In fact, I just saw a guy that said he remembered me working on White Plain Road when I lived on Castle Hill with an Italian. She was half Italian, half Puerto Rican. Her name was Lisa. She's in my book, Too Much Too Soon. But anyway, I came home one night for a show. She said, "This house is haunted." I said, "Come on, Lisa, stop messing with me." She said, "I'm telling you it is." She opened the window and she come back, the window shut. I said, "Oh, that's just the wind." She said, "What about the footsteps?" I said, "What footsteps?" She said, "Well, the footsteps come up the steps, and when I opened the door, I thought it was you. But when I opened the door, there was nobody there." I said, "Lisa, somebody's messing with you." And so anyway, one day she became a stripper, stripper. Okay with me. 'Cause, she was buying me, I was eating that stripper money. So bring home all that money, honey. I ain't care that. You want to show it? The guy throw that money looking at it, chick bring it on to me. I tap it. I tap it. Yeah, tap it. Tie it up, boy. Tie it up, I did. But anyway, I was sitting home watching TV one day, and I heard footsteps. I said, "Oh, she's home." So I get up to open the door for Lisa. Ain't nobody there. What the fuck? I shut the door. I hear the footstep going back down the steps. I went and told the landlord. He said, "Oh yeah." He said, "We've been getting that lately." See, the lady that used to own the building, she planted all these rose bushes and everything. But the new people that the kids were fighting over the building, so they sold it to this guy. Sold it to this guy from Iran. Well, his wife didn't like all the rose bushes because she had kids that got all these bees. And the bees, she was afraid that the bees going to sting one of her kids. So she cut down the rose bush. And say she cut down the rose bush, it started happening. That's my Halloween story. And none of it's made up. I've witnessed these two things. So I don't know if it's, like right now, I do a lot of artwork. I want to draw snakes. I want to draw scary things. I draw nothing that deal with that stuff. So as a man thinketh, so should it be. So happy Halloween to all y'all out there. You kids go out trick or treat. I'll tell you another story about Halloween. There are a couple of people. If y'all got any questions, you send them to Marty and the Pharaoh and I'll answer. And Larry going to read them off. But I'll tell you this last Halloween story. Go back to my childhood. I think I told y'all about I went trick or treating and everything. Then I got beat up. My candy got taken away and everything. That was one of the reasons why I got into weightlifting, so people don't take nothing from me. You may whoop me, but I'm gonna let you know I've been there. I'm an old man, but I still could take care of old Tony. But anyway, Larry, what was the first question that Monty and the Pharaoh's son Tony Atlas here on this Halloween week that I need to answer?
This first question comes from Robbie Lizzie.
Robbie Leslie.
And he wants to know, did Bruiser Brody bring everything that happened on himself?
Did Brody bring being murdered on himself? Hell no. Hell no. There is nothing. The Bible said, "Thou shalt not take that thou can't give." What reason can you think of to take a man from his family? What reason can you think of to murder a man and kill the territory of Carlos Colon that gave all of us wrestlers a paid vacation. There was nothing so bad that couldn't be worked out verbally. No, that's almost sad for someone to think like that Brody brought his killing on himself. Hell no, he was trying to make a living for his family. What Brody was trying to do, he was going to buy into the territory. He was miles and miles away from his home, trying to feed his family. Before he died, he asked Carlos Colon, take care of my family. He died with the picture of his son in his hand. When I took him to the hospital, he held that picture. They took me into the emergency room. He held that picture. They operated on him. They couldn't get that picture out of his hand. I can't believe somebody asked me that. What reason can you think of to murder a person? What reason is for a murder? He didn't have no weapons. Yeah, he was a big, strong guy. He kicked the shit out of a lot of people. I beat up a lot of people. That don't mean y'all could give me 2 8-inch cuts across my stomach, miles and miles away from my home, leaving my wife and son. I listened to, you asked that of his son. Dark Side of the Ring, I cried when I hear his son. He said, everybody got a Bruiser Brody story but me. How would you like to be Bruiser Brody's son? And everybody talking about you. And they have nothing. You know nothing about your father. And he was doing it for his son. He didn't want to wrestle his whole life. He was in his, he was in his early 40s. He wanted to get on the promotion end of it. He wanted to, buy into a territory and be a promoter where he could spend more time with his wife and family. He was trying to get out of the ring. And he died trying to be with his family. If he brought anything on himself, what he brought on himself was trying to leave the business. That cost him his life. If he had went along with the program and just wrestled until he's old and gray and beat up like me, he'd probably be living today. But he tried to make a big move to improve his life where he didn't have to travel up and down the highway anymore. He wanted to be home with his family. That's all he talked about every time I'm with Brody. My son, my son, my son. In fact, that's what he asked me to do before he died. He saw me drawing a picture of Mark and Jay Youngblood, who was also there. He said, Tony, that's great. Can you do a picture of my son? I said, yeah. I said, we're going to be here for a week. I said, I have it done. I said, I finished Mark and Jay Youngblood. Mark and Jay Youngblood is Rick Romero's son. Yep. Romero. Yeah, Rick Romero. And I said, yeah, I have it done before. I said, give me the picture. He reached to give me the picture. Jose come along and said, Brody, can I talk to you, please? Brody turned and said, yes, real nice. They both was nice. Nobody expected a damn thing. Brody walked into the shower. This is what I hear. Yeah. Yeah. Just like that. I looked up. Brody was bent over. Jose had a knife in the air like this. I reach in, grab Brody to pull him back, and freaking intestine wrapped around my arm. When I laid him down, I had to not rip his intestines. I pulled his intestines off my freaking arm. How in the hell can you bring that to yourself because somebody got pissed off at you? I got pissed off at a lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers got pissed off at me. A lot of people get pissed off at me. I don't want you putting a freaking knife in my belly because I say something you don't like. That's retarded shit, man. No, Brody did not deserve to die. I can't think of anybody. Well, I know some people deserve to die, but not Brody. Not for a disagreement in a dressing room. Come on now. Thank you for your question anyway. What's for the next one, Larry?
All right. The next one is from 1980 Triumph. And he wants to know, will you address what your stepdaughter spoke about?
Yes, I will. Let me see, how can I put this? When you marry a woman with kids, when I first met Monica, She lived by herself. And I said, Monica, why you living by yourself? You have any kids? She said, yes, I got a daughter. Now, her daughter lived in one apartment. Her mother lived in the other apartment. Her mother worked every day, all day long. Monica, that's my wife. The daughter was on welfare. The daughter had 2 kids. The state of Maine took them 2 kids from the daughter for neglect and abuse. State record, check it out yourself. She lost them 2 kids, drove Monica nuts. Monica went through hell and high water trying to get the kids back. One child name was Alex. I used to take Alex to the gym. I used to take him fishing. Me and Alex were buddy. The other kid name was Mason. Now Mason lived somewhere here in Maine. He used to work for Country Kitchen. He don't want nothing to do with his mom. Hurts his grandmother real bad because, but the grandma tried her best to get Mason back. She got 4 kids, 4 different fathers. Not saying anything wrong with that. But where I stepped into the picture, and this is where it started with us. Say she told her story, this is my time to tell her story. I stepped in because she abused her mom. She took advantage of her mom. Her mother used to work at Clover Manor. She used to get up in the morning. She had to be at work at 7, work from 7 to 3. She walked. How far my house is for Clover Manor, out here on Manor Avenue?
I have no idea where it is.
It's at least 2 or 3 miles. She walked 2 or 3 miles to work. Walked back from work. Monica used to tell me, she said, Tony, when I come on, I got to get my nap. I mean, every day she was tired. The daughter stayed in bed until 12 o'clock because she was on welfare. She didn't have to work. She had one boy after the next, one boy after the next. Well, she would knock on the door. Mom, I want you to keep the kids from me. I'll be back in a couple of hours. So she leave the kids with Monica. Then I would go by. 2 hours, 3 hours. Now Monica is up with the kid. She got to be at work at freaking 7 o'clock in the morning. She's going to get up at 5, leave the house at 6 with no breakfast. She's stuck with the kids. Malenka dropped the kids off so she could have sex with her boyfriend. And she did it all the time. One time, Monica made $120 a week. She came and took Monica took her bus fare. And I said, Monica, come, I want to show you something. We're staying in an apartment on Main Street there. And right across from the apartment was a place called No Tomato. I saw her and John going in to get drinks with Monica money. Monica had to walk all week so she could take her freaking boyfriend out. So I stepped in. Now, y'all that don't know me, y'all hear what Monica fussing about. But if you notice, Monica is not just fussing about me. She started talking about her life in Germany. Monica used to vent a lot. My wife got a lot of scars. A lot of scars. A lot. I used to step in. I used to stand up for her mom. I said, nope, she's not going to babysit the kids. Babysit your own kids. You have them, you take care of them. You ain't going to keep dumping them kids. Your mom's going to get her nap. So she went and told mom that one time, I came from the box, I was scratching my balls one day. She said I was jerking off in front of her. She told her mom that, which was not true. I said, she would say anything to break us up. She don't have nobody now. Can't no man live with that woman. She's evil. She's mean. She's temperamental. And she's sleek as hell. She just robbed me. She flew in from frickin' Hawaii when her mother first had her stroke. I thought she was concerned about her mom. That's what I thought. She come with her daughter. And I had to go out of town. So I gave her the key to my place. And I said, so you have to get a hotel, you could stay here. I said, I'll be gone for the weekend. I come back, all her mother jewelry is gone, all of her artwork is gone, anything of value is gone. So I went to the Louisville Police Department and told them, they said, well, Tony, when you made a mistake, you get a key. He said, there's nothing we can do because you gave her the key. She just texted a letter to Monica caseworker. Her mother been in the hospital for 2 years. Malenka have not called. She only came for one time to see her mom in 2 years. And that she came to steal whatever her mother had of value. That woman is so low. And I don't say mean things about people. That girl is so low. She could walk under a snake without bending over. Her name is Malenka Johnson. I got text messages on the phone. I showed her caseworker. Her caseworker said, it's a damn shame. She turned her back on her mom. I go to see Monica every day. Every day. Who asked that question?
1980 Triumph.
Ask him when was the last time that that Monica daughter picked up the phone to see how her mom is doing. When last time she did something for her? Name one thing she did for her mom. Her mom in the hospital now, worrying about her. Well, the tapes that she taped, I don't fight women. You ask my wife right now, if I get an argument with a woman, you know what I do? I leave. I leave the house. I try to talk to her. If I can't get through to her, I leave. Every conversation that Malenka taped, I was sitting on the porch, chewing my tobacco, drinking my beer. And then when I hear the phone go click, I come back in. So Monica couldn't fight with me. So she would call her daughter and bitch to her daughter. Didn't bother me. I never knew what they were talking about because I didn't listen in. I'm not nosy. But when I get mad at my wife, I just walk away. I don't hit women. I don't fight with women. First of all, I don't like losing. I don't like losing. I can't win a fight with my wife. So I would just walk away, let things cool down. Sometimes I used to think my wife used to pick a fight with me just for the hell of it. Because after that conversation, what Malenka didn't know, after that conversation was all over with and everything, she got through venting and getting it off her chest. Me and her mom went and had some good sex. She said she had her best sex after a fight. So
makeup sex.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I've been with my wife for 30-some years. Malenka left her mother when she was 16 years old. Never did nothing for her mom a day in her life. She been living in Hawaii for 15 years. She lived in Hawaii for 15 years. Never thought about talking to her mom or doing anything for her mom. She ordered some damn Morella them damn tape just to hurt me and to hurt her mom. I let her mom listen to her. I shouldn't have, but I did. Because we don't keep secret between us. Made her mom cry. She said, why did my own daughter do that to me? She said, I confide in her. Every woman got another woman they confide in. You ask yourself, just like if I have an argument with my wife, I may go and talk to Larry about it. I don't expect Larry to tape every damn thing I'm saying, show it to my wife. That's a betrayal.
Okay.
She betrayed her mom. Her mother did that because her mother figured she could vent, tell her how she felt. And I pissed my wife off a lot. I'm not going to lie. I'm not no angel. My wife got mad at me a lot of times. She probably will get mad at me in the future. But we never went to bed mad. And we still love each other. My wife been in the hospital for 2 years with a stroke. I go there every day. I go to the gym at 5 in the morning, sometimes 6. I work until 12. I grab a sandwich. I go set my wife until 6 to 7 o'clock every night. This girl turned her back on her mom. She turned her back on her kids. Everybody in Maine know who she is. She left bills for her mother to pay off to keep her out of jail. She don't care nothing about her mom. She just liked that control. She was in control of her mother. See, her mother had two kids. One named Ariana, who lives in Germany. That's her first child. But the father beat my wife up, beat her up real bad, and dared her to take the kid away. So Ariana was raised. Now the other kid, Malenka, who is black, her father was black, but he also was a pimp and a thug. That's why Monica left New York and came up here for not only her safety, but for her child's safety. And she moved to Maine to protect this little evil ass daughter of hers. And now she's on TV talking about how bad I am and I'm this and that. She don't even know me. And you ask my wife now, my wife said, I've always tried to be good to her. Always tried. I helped raise her kid. I babysit her kids for her. I bought her food and everything. She didn't even show up for our wedding. She can't keep no man. Can't no man live with that woman. Every man she got left. She's mean as shit. Now she's about 300 freaking pounds and even meaner. Because every fat cell she got on the body, the brain got mean with it too. Mean ass old big old black ass woman. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like I told her. She just doing it to hurt me and her mom. She tried to get me kicked out of the hospital where the rehab center. Tried to get me kicked out. And there's Monica got nobody here. No grandkid, no nothing. So if you get kicked me out of the hospital, who gonna go visit Monica? I was at the hospital today changing my wife's diaper. Where's that damn daughter? I got one thing to say to Malenka Johnson. Screw you.
And on that, would you like to go to the next one?
Yeah, who's the next?
This one's actually just
Give me something to make me happy.
This
This
is
big old,
this is just
big old
a
jelly belly,
statement that was
hook
sent.
nose,
This-
thick lip, big flat footed, stinky, nappy headed, booger up nose, nasty, good for nothing. Make me lose my religion.
Tell me what
And my
your-
mom would say,
Now,
girl, you make me lose my religion.
now, don't hold back. Tell me what you really think. This next one is from Antonio McAllister.
Antonio.
He has just a statement. Tony, are you, or actually, I guess it is a question. Are you a role model for blacks?
Oh, why he asked me something silly like that?
I first thought it said you are a role model for blacks.
No, I am not a role model for blacks. I'm not a role model for whites. I'm an American citizen.
There we go.
We have to get away from this white, black stupidity. In wrestling, Dusty Rhodes, number one wrestling fans was blacks. Sputnik Monroe.
Yep.
When I was in Texas, Amarillo, Texas, I wanted to get some barbecue. Talk to Sputnik. I wanted to get a black girl. Talk to Sputnik. Anything black, I was going to wrestle Sputnik Monroe, and the crowd was like 70% black. So I said, oh, hell, I'm going to get over like $1 million here. Look at all these black people.
You a heel.
They started booing me when the Sputnik came out. All these black people cheering for Sputnik. I was with Dusty Rhodes in Atlanta, Georgia, with this black lady who always she brought some food one day. Fried chicken, potato salad, peach cobbler, all that good stuff. So I'm the only black guy there. So I rolled up, Tommy Rich in this store. I rolled up with Tommy Rich, and I just knew they bought that food for me. Because I'm black, the only black guy there. All this fried chicken and potato salad and peach cobbler, I know they got to be for me. So I went up and said, hey, how you doing? She said, hi, Tony, how are you? I said, I'm doing fine. I said, what you got there? She said, I got fried chicken, I got potato salad, and I got peach cobbler. She said, smell that peach cobbler, Tony. That's peach cobbler, smell good. So I said, well, who is that for? That's for Dusty. Dusty Rhodes was loved by all.
Yep.
Wrestling fans had never looked at it. I told Tommy Rich, I said, Am I one of the best black wrestlers? He said, Tony, you're not black. You Tony Atlas. Tommy Rich told me that. You're not black. You Tony Atlas. When I look at the president of the United States, I don't see a white president or a black president or good representative. How would I like to answer? Do you think you're a good representative for white people?
Oh, wow.
But do you? You think you're a good representation for Chinese people? We are Americans. We have to get away from this white, black. Now, I know y'all saw over the summer Black Lives Matter. They left one word out. Black Lives Matter 2. Because if I say Black Lives Matter, you're going to say, well, all lives matter. Well, I would say, well, when I see a white guy get choked to death for 10 minutes, I would listen to that. But I don't see that. I got to go by what I see. But yes, all lives matter. But where they left that one word out, that caused controversy, 2. In the rest of it, we learned how to dot every I, cross every T. Now, if I say Black Lives Matter 2, that gives you no game to fight. Yeah, I matter too. That's saying you matter, but I also matter. But if I say Black Lives Matter, what about Chinese? What about now? You left. It's a wide open gate. Wide open gate. You can come at it from all type of different, slapping around and everything else. But I don't say these things. I don't. Larry Huntley is not a white guy. He's not a white Scotsman. He's my friend. He's not white. He's not black. He's Larry Huntley. When I went to see Hulk Hogan, a guy told Hogan, I was out of the room. Another guy came out to tell me. He went to Hulk Hogan. He said, I came here to see one legend, and I ended up seeing 2, you and Tony Atlas. Hogan said, I don't see Tony Atlas as a legend. I see him as my friend. Tommy Wildfire Rich. His mother said, I said, me and Tommy good friends. She said, no, y'all not friends, y'all brothers. He said, I'm adopted you. You my son now. Tommy Rich's mother called me his son. George Scott, when I used to call him up on the phone, his wife, if she's still living, she'd tell you, she used to call and say, hey, George. And George is an old Scotsman. He was born in Scotland. In fact, I'm going to tell you what part of Scotland right here. I got it all right here, brother. What part of Scotland was George Scott born?
Oh, he was born in Dalmeny, Scotland.
Dalmeny?
D-A-L, Dalmeny.
Dalmeny, Scotland. Dalmeny,
1929.
Scotland. In 1939?
29.
1929. And every time he knew I grew up without a father. So he said, Tony, for now on, I'm going to be your dad. He's white. Most of my fans was not. It's not black. Dusty Rhodes, all his fans was not white. Tom Brady, all his fans ain't white. How would I go to Tom Brady and say, hey, Tom Brady, you think you're a good representation for white folks? Well, come on. You think white folks appreciate you being the best quarterback in this century? See? No, I do not think I'm a good representative for black people. With the crap that I did in my life, I don't think I'm a good representative for nobody. Don't put me, I ain't on that pedestal, brother. You talking to the wrong person here. I mean, I did drugs. I've been in fist fights. I've been divorced twice. Almost lost my daughter. I have did a lot of shit that I would not want none of my kids to do, my grandkids do, all for you to do. I have done a lot of stuff that I'm proud of, but I did a lot of stuff that I'm not too proud of. But I own it. I believe in self-responsibility. In this world in my life, thousands and thousands of people have helped me. I owe my success to thousands and thousands of people, black, white, Chinese, everything, Oriental, Spanish, they all have helped me. I owe my failure to me. For as Klondike Bill always said, you are the captain of your own ship. I guide my destiny. If somebody said, Tony, let's go and rob a bank, it's up to me. No, I do not think I'm a good. What would the thing want me to say? Something? Do I think I'm a good?
Are you a role model for blacks?
No, I'm not a role model for blacks.
For Americans.
For America, I could tell you how what's struggling all life. I could tell you how to keep confidence in yourself and build yourself back up. I could tell you how to be humble yourself. But no, I don't see the world in black and white. I don't. My wife is from Berlin, Germany. She's as white could be. And I met 3 women in my life, 3 that love me. 2 black women and 1 white woman. The 2 black women, my grandmother and my mother, Miss Lydia Caswell and Miss Beatrice James. They love me. The 3rd woman that I met that saved my life, I would have died 30 years ago. It wasn't for a white woman. Wasn't no black woman pulled me out of them ditches. Was a black woman, a white woman. No, I don't believe in color. I mean, I like you if you're nice. I don't like you if you're not nice. I don't dislike my stepdaughter. I just think that she's a prick. That's all. I don't dislike her, you know. She can't change who she are or what she are. I'm just glad I don't have to live with her. That's all. I was glad she didn't live with us, you know. You know, and no big old loudmouth. No, I'm glad the hell I didn't live with that woman, you know. I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole. She never was as pretty as a mom. No, you know, what's that nice as a mom? Monica would do anything for anybody. She's white. She's white. She could have got, you know, she went through segregation. She went through more shit with that black daughter than what I went through. If anything, that daughter, instead of trying to hurt Monica's husband, the only person here to take care of her, that damn daughter of hers should be doing something to try to help her mom. She ain't did shit for her mom. I've been married to that woman for 30 years. I've never seen that girl do a damn thing for her mother but take. I don't know how many times she called up when she didn't get what she wanted. Told her, you don't love me no more if you don't give me no money. Yeah, I hate you. I got texts right now when she talking about how much she hates her mom. She hates her mom. She's not showing y'all that tape to get even with me. She figured that they're going to hurt her mom. Her mother in the hospital with a freaking stroke. Now, what daughter would do that to their mother in the hospital with a stroke? Big old rubber butt looking. That thing, I'm going to lose my religion.
All right, we'll go to the next one.
Well, next one, I'm going
The
to lose
next
my
one
religion.
is by Fly Guy.
Fly Guy.
He wants you to elaborate on wrestlers pilling women up to take advantage.
Well, let's put it this way. It wasn't wrestlers. It was how the world was. Women in America have been taken advantage of since the beginning of this country, whether we want to realize it or not. We will not let a woman vote until Susie B. Anthony out of upstate New York march in the street. We've been taking advantage of women, and we ain't stopped. Yes, I've seen some wrestlers give women pills in my younger days. Somebody said, why you didn't do nothing about it? Now, what in the effing hell you think a black man could do to white folks in the 70s? Who do you think? You look at things the way they are now, because you're probably not that bright. The black people in the 70s, their job was to be seen, not heard. We didn't have a voice either, you got to realize. Women's had no voice in this country for many, many, many years. Blacks didn't have a voice. When I first heard Martin Luther King talk, it scared the shit out of me. I told my mom, I said, Mom, look at how he talk. When I saw Muhammad Ali, the way he talking that scared me. I never seen a black man speak like that before. Every black man I knew, yell some balls, yell some midday, yeah, midday sound like Chester on Gunsmoke. That's how they all talk. Sometimes I think Chester on Gunsmoke imitating black people. Mr. Dillon, Mr. Dillon, Mr. Dillon. That's how the world was. I see women taken advantage of a lot. And it ain't changed. What changed? What have changed? 75% of black kids grow up without a father. 50% of Spanish kids grow up without a father. 30% of Caucasian kids grow up without a father. The worst is my race, 75%. I asked Dick Murdoch one time, people say he was involved with the claim, and he admit that he was. I said, why you call a full-grown black man a boy? He said, that's easy, Tony. A boy don't have responsibility. He said, have I ever called you a boy? I go, no. He said, because you're responsible. I became a boy later. If you are playing basketball, you got kids, and you're not taking care of them, you're not trying to do your best. My daughter was out of my life for a while when I got hooked on the drugs. You know, I almost lost my daughter. But God bless my daughter, gave me a second chance. And I would do nothing to fuck it up. If she called right now and said, Dad, I need something, I'm right there. 75% of black kids grow up without a father. The mother had to be both. I grew up without a father. We could make the babies, but we take no responsibility. We expect the U.S. government to take care of it. None of my stepdaughter kids got a father. Maybe the daughter do. But their father is not, Alex' father is not in his life. Mason's father is not in his life. Devin's father is not in his life. She got 3 kids. I know their father's not involved in their life. Why don't she take that and put it on the show? She raises 3 fatherless kids. She should know. Men could make these babies, then they can walk away from their responsibility. Women have been abused in this country since the beginning of this country, and nothing have changed. My wife is in the hospital right now. If I want to go buy myself a T-shirt, Larry, I get a whole pack of T-shirts, 6 for $5. 6 T-shirts for $5. Wow. Yeah,
that's a good deal.
I go buy my wife a T-shirt. It's $5 for one. Do you know women clothes cost more than men?
Oh, of course.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Why would they charge a woman more for the same clothes?
Because they'll pay it.
They want to keep women down.
Yeah.
We even doing now. Not to get into politics. I listened to him talk. President Obama was president. Don't Benghazi. Hillary got the blame. Bill Clinton did the cheating. Hillary got the blame. My wife looked at me when that happened. She said, you better not try that. I said, try what? She said, you better not try that.
I can hear her talking too.
You know, Monica. And I said, try what? She said, you think you can go and cheat on me and I'm going to take the blame like Hillary's doing? You got another thing coming, Muslim. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. But I never saw nothing like that. Bill did the cheating. Hillary got the blame. And I asked women, well, how come y'all not mad at Bill? Or we mad at him too, but we mad at Hillary for not leaving him. What kind of woman would do that? What kind of man would cheat on his wife? You voted him in. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
2 people involved, right?
Oh, yeah.
Justin Timberlake hand. Grabbed Janet Jackson blouse. Pulling it off. Exposing her booby. Who got the blame?
She did.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
I listen to him talk now.
And like that wasn't planned by both of them.
Of course. I don't care what it was. I know who got the blame.
Oh, you don't know, absolutely.
I'm not there. I'm not going to be a psychologist trying to figure out who planned, who did, no matter what. All I know All I know is what I saw.
Yeah.
And what I saw
Yeah.
was two people doing something,
Yeah.
and the female
Yeah.
got the blame.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If a little boy go out and get in trouble, when I was a kid, we would say this: boys will be boys. Okay? I could get on here and brag about how many women I had sex with. I could brag about it. I've been with this girl. I was with this girl. I was with this girl, and feel and still be called Mr. Atlas the next day. You let my daughter get out here and start bragging about how many men she with. See what y'all call her in the morning. Oh, hello. You know, you gotta look at that's the truth, brother. We gotta sometime in our life we have to be honest and take self-responsibility. Women's always been mistreated. They're still mistreated in this country. Ain't nothing changed. Look at spousal abuse in this country. You know, the girl, this little girl out here just not recently. I shouldn't say nothing about it, 'cause I don't know nothing about it. I just go by what I see. The girl get missing there.
Out in Arizona, out in the West.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
want to put her in jail. You know, these guys beating up these women and killing them and all this and that stuff, man, and walking away with it. You know, how many guys don't did something to women that, you know, every time a woman come forward, we depending on what side of the fence the person is, we make up excuses. I remember one time I was a kid. Well, I wasn't a kid, I was a young man. And this woman was in this boss up there. She got raped. I remember was in the trial. And they said she brought it on herself because she wore some short shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear short shorts. You want to wait me? You want to see my short shorts? I got short shorts on. I can wear shorts. I ain't got to worry about being raped. You mean you can rape a woman because she wears shorts? Are you freaking ripping me? That's how we do. If black men cared about black women, 75% would not grow up without a father. If Spanish men cared about Spanish women, 50% would not grow up without a father. If Caucasian men cared about women, 30% would not grow up without a father. Spousal abuse would not exist. I like when they talk about abortion. Now, I'm a Christian, but they always tickle me, you know, when they talk about abortion. I see all these men. I'm going to tell y'all something. If men got pregnant, abortion be the First Amendment.
Yeah.
If you ever saw a woman give birth, wear your freaking belly out here for 9 months, get stuck with a baby, lose your career and everything with a baby, yeah, we'd be all for it. But us guys always say, hey, you know, you're killing the baby, you're killing the baby. Well, you should take care of it when it get here. You kill it after it get here. You starve his ass to death. You put it in poverty. You leave the kid so he can join the game. You want her to give birth to her, but then after the kid get here, you don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah, you talk about just pilling up. You know, you get that damn Morella bullshit. You know, that's where that shit comes from.
Let's leave his name out of it.
Yeah. Women still is mistreating it. Go to the police station and ask about spousal abuse in this country. You think women being treated right? It
I got one question.
have changed a lot, but it still got a long ways to go.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last one of the day. What did China mean to you?
My wife liked it her. See, Monica don't like many people. And what a lot of people didn't know, Triple H didn't know this either. China is German, and my wife is German, so she had nobody to talk to in German.
Oh.
So China and my wife used to socialize. She was not a friend of mine, she was a friend of my wife.
Oh, wow.
They used to talk all the time in German.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
didn't know China was German until my wife told me. Did you know she was German?
Lauer.
Yeah. My wife liked it.
That's good.
My wife, when I went back in 2006 to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and in 2008. Now, my wife was very, very psychic. she could read people like never before. She had to, her generation. She born in 1941, and and she went through hell and high water. She part German and part Jewish, so she had to really, she had to really,
Wow.
she had to really. My wife is part Jewish also, so she had to really, really know her P's and Q's. So she met Shauna. She met Victoria Nighthawk, and what was the other one she liked? Mickey James and Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix, yeah, the
There was
Glamazon.
Glamazon. There were the four women that my wife liked it. I said, "What about the rest?" She said, "All bunch of I can't say it on there."
She liked grown women.
She liked Linda McMahon. She said that Linda McMahon was a strong woman. She'd make a good president. She loved Linda McMahon. She liked Shauna. She liked Natalia. The rest of the ones she didn't like.
Mm-hmm. She liked the grown women.
Well, no, it
She
was
didn't
just.
like. I mean, she didn't like the little.
Well, it's not that Monica would do that with men's too. She could sing if you got a good heart or not.
Okay.
It was something here about Monica. She developed that as a child. That what kept her out of trouble. She could read you. And then when she met Charlie, she said, "Oh, what a sweet girl." When she met Natalia, she said, "Oh, I like her." But Monica, in all the divas, all of them, the only one she liked was Shauna that she met, Mickey James, Natalia, and Beth Phoenix.
Interior strength. Yeah, they all had interior strength.
Yeah, and she liked it, Linda McMahon.
Interior strength.
She could sense you. And Monica would tell me one thing. I'll tell you a quick story of how sensible she are. In fact, me and a buddy man named George Foreman, we were talking about it the other day. Some guys came to my house one time and they wanted me to help them to rob a drug dealer over here on Knox Street. A little Dominican guy. The drug dealer was from Dominican Republic. And my wife said, "If you go with them, don't come back here. Don't come back here." Because they needed a car. And I had a car. And they wanted me to give them a ride. I was in Auburn. They wanted me to give them a ride to Lewiston. And they said, "Tony, we give you some. This guy, he sells a marijuana. We give you a bag." I said, "Y'all got some money?" No, we ain't got no money. I said, "I ain't got no money for no weed." I said, "My wife don't let me buy weed no more. I'm trying to quit all that stuff." He said, "Well, we only thing you have to do is give us a ride there. You don't have to go in. We just want to ride to the dealership, to go to this drug dealer." So my wife said, "If you take them over there," she said, "don't come back here. You stay with them." So I said, "No, man." I said, "I don't have a place to stay." I said, "If this woman kicked me out, I'm out in the cold." I said, "A bag of weed is not worth, you know, uh, being out in the cold." So I stayed home. The next day, my wife come running in with the newspaper. A buddy man named Jerry, he gave him a ride because he gonna get a free bag of weed. The guys really didn't try to roll the Dominican guy. The little Dominican guy, he had a little 25 automatic, 22 or 25 automatic, whatever. I don't know much about guns. And they got a fighting because the guy was not going to let him. He pulled out the drug dealer, pulled out a gun. They got a fighting over the gun. The gun went off, killed the Dominican drug dealer. The police arrested all three.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 1996. Each person, including Jerry, who never went in the building,
Mm-hmm.
got 25 years. If I gave them a ride that day, what we looking here? From 96, when would I got out? 25 years later.
This year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No Hall of Fame. I would have spent the last 25 years of my life in jail for giving a guy a ride to a drug dealer's house.
Mm-hmm.
25 years. I think it was around 96 that this happened. 95 or 96, right along there. Yeah. And the guy that gave him a ride was a good friend of mine. I used to go over his house. He used to make good pig feet. He'd make them, for you black people out there, they made them with a nice and sticky. With a sticky. They're good there. And I would have just by giving them a ride, I would have went to penitentiary. And in Maine, you don't get 25 years. It's 25 years.
Yeah, there's no probation.
Yeah, I'll be getting out this year. Yeah. Most of them died in prison. They never saw the outside world for a bag of weed. My wife felt it. My grandmother was like that. My grandmother told us one time to stay away from this kid. She said, he's troubled. Y'all stay away from him. So we did. The next day, they said, you hear about what happened to so-and-so? My brother Walter, Charles, could tell you more about it because, they spent more time with mom than I did. I left when I was 11. And he went to steal this car. But the guy put the car in the shop because it had a gas leak.
Mm-hmm.
So he's driving the car, and the gas from the car he died from carbon dioxide poisoning. My grandma told us, said, stay with that boy, he's troubled. Because she was sitting on the porch, she never went anywhere, and she watched everything someone do. And so when she see you do something, she remember that. So when you come around her, she know that you ain't no good. My grandmother was like that. We used to think grandma was psychic. But she wasn't psychic. She did. She could very observant. Yeah, very observant. And my wife, Monica is just like my grandmother. So Monica is kind of like my grandmother and my mother, all wrapped up in one bag. Strong, determined. My brother Noah's is like that. In fact, my brother Walter, he's like that. He can read people very, very good. You have to because Walter is not as big as me. But Walter, I would say, is the toughest kid in my family. He's about 5'8", 5'9".
That's saying
maybe
something.
we're about 180 pounds. But I got a picture of him. He got like 18, 19-inch arms. He don't work out. He's just a natural, just rugged kid. He had to be tough because he was the smallest of the group. So Walter always had to be tough to take care of. Because he stayed with mom long after we left. He took care of mom, my brother Walter. And Charles was always on the go.
Yeah.
Charles was like, he was always on the go. But Walter, he hung around. That's why I said I tried to get Walter to be on my program one day because he know more about what happened, more about my mom than I do. Because I don't know much about my mom because I left when I was 11, came back when I was 13 or 14, stayed with mom for 1 year. Then I moved in with Lorella. At 15, I was no longer at home after being away from my mother for 3 years. And then after Loretta, I went into wrestling.
Right.
So when I look at my life with my mom, it was no more than 12 years. Whereas Walter spent, from the beginning of his life all the way up until now with mom. So he could tell you a lot about what my mother was really like and how things was after I was gone.
Yeah.
Most of the stories I tell was from age 11 back. By the time I became a teenager, I was no longer with my parents no more. I was living by I was living with Loretta Myers, So Walter would be the one to come on here to tell you more about my mom and Charles. Charles right now is the biggest of all of us. Charles is like 6'4", 300 pounds. So he's the strongest of them all too. He was stronger than me. It never worked out. Just that natural, strong. My brother Noah.
So you already had it in the genes before you started
popping. Now, of all my brothers, the one I'm the most proud of is my brother Norris McCall. He did a lot. He went in the Job Corps when he was 15 years old. Left the Job Corps, went into the Army, stayed in the Army. While he was in the Army, he went to college, educated himself. So he worked. He's the oldest of us. He worked himself up from nothing. And became and due to the military, they gave him opportunity, and he lived a pretty comfortable life. He's like in his 70s now, but I'm real proud of him because he served our country. He don't have nothing bad to say about nobody. He's very proud, the most proud American that I would know. He don't get it. He don't badmouth presidents. He don't badmouth government. He don't badmouth the country at all. He said the people instead of most people that badmouth this country never served this country in no type of way. Is the way he feels. You know, if you put your life on the line for this country, to me, you're a true American. Because, but if you're just out there running your mouth, just be running your mouth, you know, you don't have the right. Like if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. So I'm very proud of my brother Noyes, and I think he was the biggest influence in my life that you can make something out yourself. Because when I saw my brother Noyes going into the Job Corps and then going into the military, I said, hell, if Noyes could do it, how come I can't do it?
There you
You
go.
know, Charles became a chef all over Roanoke. My brother Charles became a chef. You know, cooked in some of the biggest, most expensive hotels. You know, around. So once again, I want to thank all you for putting up with my crap for one more series. Happy Halloween, and as Triple H would say, how you do that?